Mystic Timbers is a wooden roller coaster from Great Coasters International located at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. The ride is themed to an abandoned lumber company known as the Miami River Lumber Company, which had been taken over by a mysterious growth of vines during Rivertown's beginning. In the entrance plaza, you'll see a crashed rusty sky blue pickup truck with its radio still playing, the Mystic Timbers billboard sign covered in vines placed right behind a guardrail, plus you'll hear a creepy horror movie style soundtrack by Imascore play, and it continues throughout the queue and station. On top of that, security recordings forbidding you from entering the area and shed are prominent throughout the entire ride experience, including the lift hill. When the ride was announced, coaster enthusiasts were very disappointed because they've been wanting a Giga coaster for Kings Island instead of another wooden coaster since they already have the Racer and the Beast, which are both very iconic coasters for this park. However, it gained a little bit of hype when the hashtag "What's in the Shed" was revealed at the end of the announcement video, leading to some speculation. Although the shed sequence gained some negative reception when it first opened, the ride experience before it was a different story. The common stereotype for wooden roller coasters is that they're all rough rides. Even Racer and Beast at the same park have that stereotype. Mystic Timbers is not one of those rides. This coaster's been around for over half a decade, and it's still a glossy, smooth ride that consists of several quick pops of airtime and rapid-fire transitions that provide some solid laterals and a really fast-paced ride experience. It only goes 53 miles per hour, yet it feels so much faster than that because you're staying low to the ground almost the entire ride. And it doesn't need to be super tall either. It's only 109 feet tall, but it's got all the speed it needs to make it through those small elements, and it just keeps throwing them at you. After going from one element to another on a journey through the woods of Rivertown and over a river, you enter the brake run and slowly creep into the shed as once again you hear security recordings telling you not to enter. But unlike the previous ones, this one glitches until it tells you to go in. Just a heads up, if you haven't ridden this yet and want to avoid spoilers for what's in the shed, skip to this point. During the shed sequence, the train comes to a complete stop while a possessed radio plays one of 4 80s songs. Total Eclipse of the Heart is my favorite of the 4. Then, once the train in the station is dispatched, the train in the shed starts to creep up and pass a couple projection screens that play an animation of one of 3 monsters trying to attack you through a screen. Bats, snakes, and a tree monster. Afterwards, the train makes a right-hand turn and returns to the station. The shed is a creative idea for a brake run since it includes theming you don't normally get at a local amusement park. However, the placement's a little bit awkward since it's right at the end of the ride. Another roller coaster in the Seafair chain, that being Copperhead Strike at Carowinds, has improved on this aspect as they place the show section at the beginning of the ride rather than the end. Although the shed can be a bit of a letdown, it's nice to see a Cedar Fair park incorporate that level of theming on a roller coaster, and it beats sitting on a normal brake run. The downside is that it gets pretty hot in there during the summer, so they plug in some fans to cool riders down. Despite these minor nitpicks, my overall score for this ride is going to be a 9.5 out of 10. This is my favorite ride at Kings Island, and although coasters like Diamondback and Orion are talked about more due to their presence and height, don't underestimate the sheer power this coaster has. Yes, it's not even half the height of those two, but it's got all the speed and energy needed to provide a relentless ride experience from the curve drop to the brakes, and because of that, I highly recommend you try it out, as long as you listen to those security guards and don't go in the shed.